Alright, so when you're bored and you need to go on social media for that quick dopamine fix, maybe that's why you're watching me, and if so, I really appreciate it. But like the problem with social media nowadays, and I kind of hinted this on my previous video about cell phones not necessarily being the problem with modern technology, is the content on them. It really kind of goes with what I'm about to say about social media in general. So, when you're on like TikTok or like Threads or Twitter or X or whatever they're called nowadays, and you scroll and you just see just slop, but you just keep getting recommended stuff and it just keeps on going and going and going and going forever. And maybe you see one thing you like and you just go again, skip, watch, skip, 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 skip. It never ends. It's just a cycle of basically nothing that really matters. And it's been an hour and now you just kind of feel completely worthless. Like all I wanted was like 10 minutes of entertainment and now I'm just, I just wasted an hour of my life. People will always complain that modern content sucks, and I'm not trying to say that. What I'm really trying to say is that a lot of stuff now is just engineered to be click or engagement bait, or really just super low quality, so it just gets out there in the first place. Like, I try to make videos that are actually good and that I hope people actually watch, and I know a lot of people out there do, but there's obviously easy ways for people to like content farm a bunch of random stuff. All they're really doing is just trying to get eyes on it so they can maybe get monetized one day and have, money. That's all it's really about, is it's always about money. So today I really just kind of want to talk about the slop that is social media and why, the way that it's laid out currently sucks. So the first thing is endless scrolling, which is what I was kind of talking about in the beginning. Anytime anything is endless, it's usually to a detriment to ourselves. Like, whenever they have like all you can eat buffets, it's great because, you pay a way lower price to get all this food, but then at the end, you completely stuff yourself and you feel like a disgusting piece of trash because you've eaten way too much food. Or maybe that's just me. Anyways, endless scrolling kind of hops on the back of that. You just keep scrolling on your TikTok feed and you just keep getting like garbage random thing after garbage random thing, or Instagram reels. Even when I use social media, I feel disgusting after I use it. Like literally, if I'm scrolling for a long period of time and the stuff that I'm watching doesn't matter at all, I just feel pathetic. Like you just get off your phone and you just like, your eyes literally feel like heavy. You feel like a war vet. I mean, you just feel gross. Like what have you just done? Like you look at your hands, you look at yourself in the mirror, you walk to the mirror and you do not recognize the face that looks back. You're you're like upset that you feel this way, but it's kind of the way it's engineered. You just keep scrolling, you kind of lose track of time, and hours pass, and you just kind of feel gross because you can maybe like, if you're watching this video after you just got off TikTok or something, or even if you just got off like Reddit or Threads or whatever, I dare you, I literally dare you to try to tell me one post that stuck out in your mind. Okay, you can do one, now do two, and just keep doing that. And I can guarantee you probably saw over 100 videos or posts, and you can probably remember like literally single digits worth. And that's not a fault on you. That's just the fault that literally we don't need to see everything, and it would just be better if something kind of fixed it for you, which is kind of where I'm going to come into curated algorithms. So first off is curated algorithms can be really good. Without them, there's no way that I'd be discovered on YouTube. There wasn't any way that I could be a YouTuber. But the problem is that curated algorithms will always be like, I got you. I know exactly what I can show you to keep you going here. So they keep showing these videos that might interest you for like a fraction of a second. This is really more of a TikTok thing. I don't feel like YouTube is nearly as bad as this, but it'll show you like a video that it can maybe hook your attention for literally fractions of a second. And those fractions of a second, stupid as it sounds, really do add up over time. Like if you just keep looking at the same garbage over and over and over again for like 15 milliseconds, I mean, next thing you know, it's like a full second, and the full second turns into a full minute. The other problem is too with these curated algorithms is that they do show you things you want to see, but they never be like, all right bro, I think you've had enough. They're not like that person that you go with to the bar and they're like, bro, I think you had enough to drink. They're like, nah, just keep going. Just see how many you can consume. And then that next morning you feel like garbage. You're like mad at them because you're like, they could have told me to stop. Just like, algorithms now could tell you to stop. And the last thing, which is really not as big of a deal, is infinite reloads. The problem is you will literally get fed up with constantly scrolling, but instead of just leaving the app, you'll like reload it. This is something I do more with like YouTube and stuff, or even like a Twitter feed. You scroll long enough and then your thumb just gets kind of tired of scrolling in one direction, so you go back to the top and there's nothing new for you. So you just infinite reload it, and maybe something comes up, but a lot of times they'll just be like showing you random stuff just to keep you hooked on. I wish it literally would just say like, hey bro, you've had enough. Why don't you like hop off? And I understand why they do this. Like, don't get me wrong. I know why they have infinite scroll and infinite reloads and curated algorithms, and it's not really for the benefit of us. It's more for the idea of keeping us on there. Like legit, they treat us like we're like addicts. They just want to hook us and just keep us coming back for more. Like literally it's like gambling. Like when you scroll, you're like hoping that you see something that's interesting to you. Like literally it's been proven that if you get like dopamine in random intervals, it'll be more addictive than if it's predictable. Like if it showed you like 5 good things in a row, you wouldn't be less likely to be hooked on it because you know it's going to be 5 good things. That's why when you go on TikTok, you watch one good thing and then you watch like 30 videos of absolute meaninglessness, and then you hook on to that last one. You're like, oh, this is crazy. I finally saw something good. Oh man, give me another hit. Oh bro. But it's just totally meaningless. Again, with all my videos, I like to say, how do we fix this? Well, it's actually super simple in my opinion, which is to literally just create artificial scarcity. The internet is literally infinite, and there's no way at all ever that you can watch or see everything online. Even if you started from the day that you were born, let's say you were born literate and understanding to communicate, you could live an entire life and not even come close to watching even a fraction of the post on YouTube or anything like that. There's just too much. And you don't need to see all that anyways. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't think I'd be interested in like half the stuff that's on YouTube anyways. But, that's cool though, because there's people that might be interested in it, and that's fine. So what does that mean for us? Well, first of all, I don't think YouTube needs to show me like 300 videos when I scroll on the homepage. Like, you keep going and it just like keeps loading in random videos. Honestly, it just needs to show me like 20 good videos and we're good. And then, once I've watched a couple of them, it just says that you're done. It doesn't need to keep showing me videos on the side and stuff like that. And I know like this is like hypocritical as a YouTuber. Like, oh man, you can't be saying this, bro. This is how you get discovered. You got to get discovered on the recommended page, which is fair. But like, I'm also a person at the end of the day. Like, this is just a hobby. And at the end of the day, I'm still a person. I go on YouTube and I waste like 20 minutes. And I'm like, why? I don't want to be wasting 20 minutes. I'd rather like my videos be shown to people who are actually interested in them and get a meaningful output from them. You need to create this artificial scarcity, but no one's ever going to bite on it. You think TikToks are going to be like, all right, I'll show you 20 videos. And then it's like a little dude pops up and is like, you've had enough, my guy. Why don't you go outside and like touch some grass? No, they're never going to do that because they can't show you any ads. And obviously the whole point of it is they want people to like see the content you're making, and it just goes on forever. And that's what's wrong with social media, to be honest. Like everybody freaks out like, oh, social media itself is breaking people. Well, it's just because we're on there so damn much. And on top of that, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some horrible content on there that is definitely messing some people up. Like legit, where's the moderation at, people? But you don't need to see everything. Like I love watching cool things and seeing things that inspire me. I mean, I wouldn't be here now without, YouTube or other forms of social media that inspire me to make content. But again, I'm making this content more as like a heart to people about my feelings about technology. Like I love YouTube, but I understand that it is kind of addictive. And there are videos all over the internet saying that it is addictive. I just want to have a happy medium where I, as a small YouTuber, could be discovered and then be given the opportunity to use YouTube as a regular person and not feel like I'm getting completely sucked in. Like I'd rather honestly watch videos from new people that are really interesting than kind of watching like the same random stuff every day. And I mean, there are definitely YouTubers that make really good content that I watch like 24/7. I've seen like all their videos, but that's a different story. So if you want like kind of my advice, I should say there's also some cool tools that are like browser extensions for desktop called Untrap and Social Focus that kind of remove like the random cruft out of social media. Like legit, I gutted my Reddit. So like whenever I click, like I use Reddit to like help me with questions. So I click a post and it'll just show me that post. I can't see anything else. If I click like, oh, I'm going to check it real quick, I can't. Or on YouTube, you can kind of make it so it gets rid of the recommended videos on the right side of the player. So that way you just watch the video and then be done. And then just kind of use the watch later playlist thing instead. So you don't have to like think about what you're going to watch next. You know what you'll watch next and you just have like a running catalog. And these are little tricks like that. And really like it should be honestly upon, and really companies should design with intent and like listen to psychologists about how to make something that is healthy and also meaningful, because we can have meaningful, productive experiences online, but it needs to like actually give us output. Like I can guarantee you that they didn't like consult a psychologist when they're like, we need infinite scroll because it's going to make people more productive, right? Heck no, they probably did the exact opposite where they're like, oh, infinite scroll keeps them on there longer. Perfect, because it gives them more ads. So all I'm really saying is like a fair warning is you just kind of be mindful out there. Everything is a trap, and we just spend so much time online that it's probably a good idea to get rid of the stuff that doesn't really matter, because it doesn't matter. Like you can be like, but I might need to see these extra videos. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You're probably never ever gonna need to see it. And I think that's something that we kind of forget. And that's what's wrong with modern technology or modern social media, is it isn't the content itself. Like sure, there's brain rot, but there wouldn't be brain rot if the content delivery wasn't so scuffed in the first place. Like we just keep getting fed this stuff against our will. Like we didn't need to see it. So people are gonna keep making it because it gets views. But are people really watching it, or are they just like getting views because it's force fed to them? I don't know. Kind of a rant, kind of something. Anyways, if you do like my content and hopefully it's not slop, please like and subscribe. And I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video, and I've been appreciating all the support so far, and 100 subs already. I really can't believe it. So thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys later. Do